in, ready to go, ready to get things going once more. Surely we can pull out of this nosedive that we've been stuck in the last couple of episodes, last couple of chapters. It solved the Twitch shenanigans for me entirely. So, and that includes rewatching VODs. Like, I don't get ads watching VODs either. Jetstorm4 says, let's fucking go. And since we always do what Jetstorm4 does here on the stream, we're gonna fucking go. We're at school. This is probably good. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this is a good start. Already off to just a rip-roaring. Alright. The Child Consultation Center had finally contacted Satoko's uncle after finding out that she was missing from school for 3 days in a row. I'm sure it was because of our efforts that Satoko was able to come to school today. However, we couldn't really celebrate after seeing her painful expression.
本当に心配したんだぞ。
この3日間、本当に何事もなかったんですか？ 3日間熱が下がらなかったんですの。ご迷惑をおかけしましたわね。
Nobody asked that. She started telling us why she hadn't been at school. Literally nobody asked that.
多分、おじさんからそう答えるよう強く脅されてるんだと思う。あんな姿痛々しくて、なんだか悔しいくらいだよ。
Rena seemed more angry than sad. Inside, I felt the same way. It felt like my anger was boiling up and lodging painfully in my throat. Oh, are we gonna have... No! Do not pet her head! Do not! He was only letting Satoko come to school because he was now certain that she wouldn't do anything that would put him at a disadvantage. He was treating her like a tamed animal. Was it too late already? I thought of the broken Satoko I once saw in my imaginary world. Keiichi, don't.
お前はよく頑張ってるな。
Don't.
当然ですわ。ニーニーがいなくても、私は一人で頑張れますもの。
We did. Oh no, we did it. We are so stupid. We learned nothing. I slowly reached out my hand toward her head.
お前がよく耐えて頑張ってるご褒美に頭撫でてやる。
Oh no.
嫌か？
I'm just bracing myself now. God damn it. She didn't reply, but she didn't refuse either. I slowly put my hand on her head. She didn't react to it, but a tear rolled down her eye all of a sudden. She was crying because she didn't... Or was she crying because she didn't want to be touched? No, that wasn't it. Rather, it was the opposite. If I stopped patting her head, it'd hurt her feelings. Satoko felt obligated to survive without her Nini, but that didn't mean she didn't want anyone else's help. She couldn't appreciate my head patting her openly. Satoko had no choice but to cry in silence.
さとこちゃん、今は泣いても誰にも言わないよ。
And after Rena said that, Satoko started crying like a baby. I felt relieved knowing that it wasn't too late. She hadn't yet suffered from the fatal emotional wound that I saw in my imaginary world. However, her tears made it clear that I needed to save her as soon as possible, no matter what the whole world might say to me.
さとこ、きっとみんなが助け出してくれますのです。きっとなのですよ。さとこ、ぼんやりしてたわけじゃないんだよ。ね、ケイちゃん。
おう、俺たちはな、児童相談所に
I
訴え
don't
てるん
know
だ。
that we should be telling her this.
あのおじの野
I
郎
mean,
が
maybe.
人を
I don't know. What's the right
佐藤を一
choice
刻
here?
も早
Like,
く
what?
助け出してほしいってな。
How do you navigate this? Yeah, it's Happy Satoko expression time. It's great.
してくださらなくても結構ですのに。
How's it going, Nert? Hope you are
俺たちだけじゃ
doing
ねえぞ
well.
なあ富田君。
僕だけじゃないです。岡村もクラスのみんなも戦っています。そうだよ。僕たちクラス全員で相談所に押しかけてるんだ。もちろん今日も行くよ。ねえ前原さん。
ああ、聡子を救い出せるまで俺たちはくじけないもんな。
Oh, you started the console arcs today. Interesting. All the boys and girls in the class answered my call with their cheers. Satoko seemed a little surprised, but then soon became expressionless again.
だから相談所の方が来ましたのね。余計なことをなさらなくてもいいのに。
聡子、ひょっとして相談所の人が来たことによってあいつから何かいじめられたりしたんですか？
She wouldn't answer. I couldn't tell what that silence really meant. Soon after, Chie-sensei entered the classroom. She must have heard the noise we were making.
北条さん、体の具合はもういいのですか？
We didn't know for sure if she was really sick or not. All of us, including Chie-sensei, were feeling the same thing.
ええ、おかげさまで。本当にご心配をおかけしましたわね。もう平気ですのよ。
Are you doing the console arcs in because there's like a timeline, I saw a graphic for it that kind of gave you the right order to play them in, but I think the game scenario selection actually tells you what order to play them in for the best possible experience, so...
これからはちゃんと学校に来られそうですか？
ええ。だから本当にもうご心配なさらなくていいんですのよ。相談所の人になんか言わなくていいんですのよ。
北条さん、もし本当に辛くなった時は先生のお家へいらっしゃい。先生は北条さんの味方ですからね。いつでもいらっしゃい。
Oh. Best teacher, everybody. Best teacher.
そこで先生だけに美味しいとこを持ってかれちゃたまんないね。聡子、ここにいる私たちは全員味方だよ。そうです。聡子もぜひ私のマンションに遊びに来てくだ
Go
さ
live
い。
with Shion! Go live with Shion! It's the best idea! I would put money on Shion versus Tepe if they wanted to
余
have
って
a
る部屋もあ
brawl.
りますから、聡子のプライベートルームにしちゃっても全然 OK ですので。
ダメです。聡子は僕の家で飼ってるのですから。
Oh my.
早く僕のお
Well,
家に帰ってこないとダメな
Satoko
ので
has
す
already
よ。
been claimed, so anyone trying to lay a claim to her will have to go through Rika first.
みぱー。
なあ、聡子は一人ぼっちなんかじゃない。みんながお前を助けようと今必死になっているんだ。
It's like, Rika, you might have been doing this for 100 years, but you are still literally 8 years old, and we are going to have nothing inappropriate out of you. Do you understand? We let you drink, okay? We let you drink. That is all you get. But I don't know if people at the Child Consultation Center will ever understand how we feel. If what Oishi-san told me yesterday was true, then once they learn this isn't the will of all Hinamizawa, once they learn it's only her classmates creating a stir, they will harden their stance against us. All we had planned was to go there with more people and ask the same thing. The Child Consultation Center was going to say the same thing to us, too. It wasn't going to be any different from yesterday. They'd tell us that it's only normal for her uncle to take care of Satoko because he's legally her guardian. They'd also tell us there's no proof of any abuse happening. And why do they think that? Because Satoko won't admit she's being abused.
お気持ちだけで十分ですのよ。本当に大丈夫ですから。嘘だよ。
Oh, jeez. Just kill her with kindness. Rena spoke with a smile, but her words cut sharp.
さとこちゃんは大丈夫なんかじゃない。
We're handling this in a mature,
さと
responsible
こちゃん
manner.
はみんなを騙しきれてなんていないよ。ここにいる全員が、いや、もっともっと大勢が、さとこちゃんが苦しみ悲しんでいる。だから私たちはさとこちゃんを助けるために立ち上がって精一杯頑張ってる。悲しい沼に胸まで浸かりもがいているさとこちゃんにみんなで手を差し伸べている。でもそれだけじゃさとこちゃんを救えないの。
そうなんだ、サトコ。相談所側は俺たちの言い分に耳を貸しつつも、サトコ本人が虐待を否定するから虐待はないの一点張りなんだ。俺たち全員がサトコを救いたいと思っても、サトコが受け入れてくれなければ救えないんだ。
Boy, this conversation could really go either way right now.
私
We are really
とて
pushing
も
the
昔
issue.
に逆の立場だったことがあるの。どうせ誰にも自分は救えないと、自分が今していることが最善手だと、そう思い込んでいるから仲間が差し伸べてくれる手を受け入れられないの。でもその時顔も思い出せないけど、ある人が言った。本当に選びたかった世界はすぐそこにある。でもそこへ至るには向こうのみんなとこちらの自分が互いに手を伸ばし合わないとダメなの。
Good callback.
私たちだけが手を伸ばしても意味がない。だからさとこちゃん、あなたも手を伸ばして。それで互いに手をつかみ合って初めて私たちは元の世界へ戻れるんだから。レナ、それを誰に？覚えてない。きっと幼稚園よりも小さい頃なんじゃないかと思う。
Kindergarten, huh? Well, I mean...
いつどこで誰になんて覚えてない。でもその時の気持ちを私は今でもはっきりと思い出せるの。あの時の気持ちがあったから今日の私がある気がするの。
そうだな、レナに言ったそいつは間違ってないぜ。サトコは今助けを求めないのが強さだと思い込んでる。それが最善手だと勘違いしてる。いいか、違うんだ。
Oh, we don't want to yell at the abuse victim, Keiichi. Let's...
自分の顔を鏡で見てみろ。それが望んだ世界を掴んだ顔か。違うだろ。サトコはこんな世界心のどこにも望んでなんかいない。俺たちはサトコを元の世界に連れ戻せる。そしてその手を伸ばしてる。その手はサトコの鼻先のところまで伸びてるんだぜ。だがあともうわずかが届かない。届いてりゃ髪の毛を踏んづかんででも引っ張り出してる。
Keiichi, we don't pull little girls around by their hair. Okay? That's mistake number one. Okay? Let's go back to how to treat little girls with the proper respect school and learn not to pull them around by their hair. Okay?
だがそのわずかが届かないんだ。だから掴め、お前が掴め。手を伸ばしても誰にも届かないから観念するなんて言わせねえぞ。
He's doing his best. He's
お前の
recovering.
鼻先に俺の、いや俺たちの手があるんだよ。
We are terrible people.
だから掴むんだ。手を伸ばすだけでいい。あとは俺たちが元の楽しかった世界へ引っ張り上げてやるから。
Boy, this could go real wrong. Ugh. Satoko wouldn't reach out her hand. She just stared at mine as though praying for something. Her fingers were shaking, but Satoko wouldn't try to reach her hand toward mine. I felt like screaming out in anger, but I didn't want to scare her. If I did, she'd never trust me again. All I could do was wait for her to reach out her hand.
ありがとうですわ。本当にありがとうございますですわ。でも本当に平気ですわよ。本当に。
I hate this!
子。もう少し時間がいるんだよ。
Satoko needed time to sort out her feelings, but her time limit was getting closer and closer. It was unfortunate Satoko didn't even realize that herself. The next moment we heard someone approaching our classroom. By the sound of the footsteps, we could tell that it was the principal. And so, I couldn't tell why Satoko was twitching like she was just electrocuted. Oh no! The door quickly opened and the principal strode inside. Please be a very gentle soul and say nothing loud. He seemed relieved to see Satoko back in school. However, no. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't. I can't do. No. Dude. Oh, God. No. She let out an inexplicable scream. I ran to the back of the classroom and hid behind the curtain. No one in the classroom could understand her actions. We never even considered that it was because the principal had entered the room. The principal, however, realized it immediately. Satoko was scared to see him.
Hojo-kun.
No, dude, we need you to just go. We need you to just go. He spoke in a kind voice, but Satoko was still afraid. It was plain as day that all of us that Satoko was framed at the sight of the principal, but none of us could understand why.
大丈夫か、佐藤。何も怖がることなんてないぞ。ここには味方しかいない。
おじさまが。
Oh God, this fucking
おじさまが。
sucks. Everyone here thought for sure that Satoko's uncle had shown up to get her. We all rose up at once, shielded Satoko in a circle, and searched the surroundings. I had yet to see her uncle's face, but we were in school now. If someone unfamiliar showed up, I would spot him immediately. If he tried to force Satoko to leave, then forget everything else. I'd end the fight right here. Mion and Shion were thinking the same thing. However, while Satoko remained frightened, we couldn't find any sight of her uncle. Satoko was trembling as if he was already inside the classroom, but there was no sign of him. Finally, I realized the truth. Satoko was frightened by the figure of the principal. I could understand that she'd be scared of his footsteps, but she was terrified after he had shown his face. That was not normal. It was made clear to me how much stress Satoko was dealing with. Oh no, the devil children are sharpening their teeth. Rika-chan hushed Satoko and whispered into her ear.
大丈夫ですよ。おじはいませんです。意地悪なおじはいませんですよ。でもそこにおじさまが私を連れ戻しに来たんですわ。
Oh God, she's not on medicine right now.
落ち着くのですよ。今日のお注射はちゃんとしましたですか？おじさまが
Okay, that answers that.
注射って何の話だ、リカちゃん。
圭一、急いで入江を呼ぶのです。聡子が大変だと言えばわかりますです。早く、知恵、聡子を保健室に運びましょうです。どうしたの、聡子ちゃん。聡子ちゃん。
とにかく監督を呼ぼう。医者に見せるしかない。で、誰か監督のところの電話番号はわかるか？
Quick, what's the number for 911?
職員室の電話を借りよう。
I headed to the nurse's office after I asked Mion to make a phone call to the doctor. There were lots of students surrounding the office. Chie-sensei was forcing out the other kids who had entered the room with them. I snuck behind her and entered it myself. Satoko was lying down on her bed, still shaking with fear. Rena and Rika-chan were still with her and were trying to calm her down. I spoke quietly as to not scare Satoko.
大丈夫なのか？どうしたってんだ、一体。
よくわからないけど、校長先生の姿がおじさんに見えたみたいなの。
Hearing that made it easier to understand, but it was still hard to believe. He had been right in front of us and had spoken to her in such a kind voice. It was really hard to believe that she couldn't tell that it was the principal.
壁に黒い点が一つあったら、圭一やレナは それが何に見えますですか？
Well, if we're talking about that time that I threw a Hagi at the wall, I do believe we made the comparison that it looked like somebody had kissed the wall with their butthole.
ハエが嫌いな人ならきっとハエだろうと思います
Or
で
a
す。
fly, or a fly. It could be a fly.
雲が嫌いなら雲に、ゴキブリが嫌いならきっとゴキブリに見えますです。人は識別のつかない何かがあったとき、無意識のうちに一番自分にとって嫌なものでないことを確認しようと強く意識するのです。
さとこちゃんは近づいてくる校長先生の足音を聞き、とっさにおじさんを思い浮かべたということ？
I hope not. He seems like a
校長
pretty
が
okay
実際に
guy.
姿を現してもまだ怯えていたぜ。
その誤解がすぐに解けなくなるのがさとこの病気なの
The
です。
illness Satoko has prevents her from correcting those misassumptions easily. What does she mean, illness? I tried to ask Rika-chan that, but Satoko was becoming even more frightened. Rika-chan held her hand gently and tried to calm her down. Rena tapped my shoulder. She was indicating me that we should leave Rika-chan and Satoko alone in the room. I agreed with her. Satoko was in tremendous shock.
じゃあ俺たちは教室へ戻ってるよ。
お願いしますです。
Rena and I left the nurse's office. My classmates were still asking Chie-sensei about Satoko's condition. As soon as they saw me, they walked over and asked how she was.
とりあえずはリカちゃんに任せよう。サトコは今とても怯えやすくなってるんだ。だから怖がらせないようにしてやってくれ。多分ここで騒いでいるのもサトコには怖く感じるんだと思う。
教室へ戻ろう。きっとすぐに監督が来て様子を見てくれるよ。みーちゃん、連絡は取れたんだよね？うん。大至急来てくれるって。それまではリカちゃんに任せて安静に。絶対に保健室から出さないようにだってさ。はい、皆さん、教室に戻りなさい。朝のホームルームを始めますよ。
While the teacher took our attendance, a car arrived in the school premises. Everyone's attention was drawn to it. 3 people in white gowns came out of the vehicle. Irie came to the school in a hurry. We were surprised to see 3 people show up. It made us all worried that Satoko was in worse shape than we'd realized. Chie-sensei felt the same way. She left the class with Mion and hurried to the nurse's office. Despite our worries, Satoko returned to the classroom about 10 minutes later. She was still depressed as she was in the morning, but she was no longer in a state of panic.
さとこ、もう起きて大丈夫なんですか？もう少し休んでてもいい
I would
と思
assume
います。
Takano is one of them.
ご心配をおかけしましたわね。もう平気ですのよ。
さとこちゃん。
Satoko seemed bothered by the way we were worrying about her. Chie-sensei also returned to the classroom. At the same time, I snuck out so I could talk to Irie and his staff. I saw him talking with Rika-chan.
監督、サトコは本当に大丈夫なんですか？
前原さん、ええ、とりあえずは大丈夫です。しばらく様子を見てあげてください。
Yeah, you want to tell me what the fuck that was about?
ちょっとした発作なのです。もう大丈夫なのですよ。
発作ってそういうもんなのか？
Rika, we have to talk to our friends. Remember, we need to talk to our friends. We kind of need to know what's going on
そうい
here.
えばさっきも保健室でサトコのことを病気だみたいなことを言ってたけど。
Right, I was waiting that. Like, yeah, like Nerd would know that, wouldn't he?
何かあったらまた呼んでください。
Coach bowed and left without making any comment. It was like he was avoiding my question about Satoko's condition.
圭一、誰にも内緒と約束できますですか？
I'm real good at secrets.
ああ。
さとこは
数年前からちょっとした病気なのです。ずっとその治療を受け続けていますです。
It was surprising to hear that. That meant that she was already sick when I first met her. I'd never seen any sign of that,
その
though.
病気は簡単には治りませんが、ちゃんとお薬と治療を受けることで普通に生活することができるのです。
そうなのか。でもだったら問題ないじゃないか。リカちゃんに打ち明けられるまで聡子が病気にかかってるなんて考えもしなかったもんな。あれだけ元気に過ごせるならそれで十分だよ。
She was hardly in a good condition, so that makes me hesitant to use that word fine. What kind of disease could Satoko have? Based on what I saw earlier, she might have a mental illness rather than a physical one. It might be because of how she was abused in the past. I've heard that mental trauma is not easy to cure and it needs medical attention at times. That must be what's going on with her.
聡子は実は毎日2回のお注射をしなくてはいけない体なのです。
Yeah, the problem is I don't know that he knows. Like, I think that this is supposed to be under the table shit. I don't think anybody's supposed to know that she's getting treated for anything. This all sounds super hush-hush to me.
ですが、朝からいろいろとおじに意地悪をされていたせいで、今朝のお注射を忘れてしまったようなのです。
それはつまり注射を1本忘れると聡子はあんなに怯えてしまう状態になるということなのか。
Rika-chan nodded quietly. Really, it was quite a shock. The Satoko I know is an energetic and mischievous girl who was always bouncing around like a super ball. I couldn't believe that she'd turn into a scared little animal just by forgetting to take a
注
shot.
射を忘れると、聡子はとても怖がりになってしまうのです。すると、何かが起こったり、聞こえたり、現れたりするだけで、それらが聡子に危害を加えようとしているように感じてしまうのです。
つまりさっきの場合は校長の足音を聞いておじが学校に乗り込んできたように感じたというわけだな。
そうです。聡子の場合はその足音をおじだと思い込んだらそうなってしまうのです。
They do that sometimes. Sometimes they lock lines into slow scroll for some
校長が
reason.
顔を
I
見
think
せ
they're
て
definitely trying to
優しく語
emphasize
りか
things
けた
that
として
way.
も、
I mean, that's
聡
what
子
we
の
did with
中
her
では
lullaby.
その
Is
人
like,
物はも
when we
う
wanted to
おじ
emphasize
になってし
something,
まったの
we
で、
slowed down
何を言おうと
the text.
おじが言っているように聞こえてしまうのです。
さっきリカちゃんはその誤解が解きにくくな
I
る
believe
病気だ
John
と言
Thayer
っ
would
た
call that visual novel language for, which would be like, the language of emphasizing things.
嫌なことと思い込んでしまったら誤解が解けない病気か。なんて病名か聞きたくもないな。
That's kind of why when I play visual novels, I always keep scrolling on, because sometimes you can glean little bits of information by seeing how somebody took the time to make a certain line pop a certain way, or have a certain speed to it, or a speed change. Sometimes that really helps with things, so that's why I don't do visual novels with instant text display, is because I think that part of visual novel language is mastering ways to make the text box be, a little more impactful.
気の毒だぜ。
This has been my TED Talk.
それにそんな病気と戦いながら今日まで頑張ってきたんだな、あいつ。
でも圭一、どうかこの病気のことは聡子には言わないであげてほしいのです。
Why not? I guess I shouldn't ask. It might not be a nice thing to talk about her mental, or talk to her about her mental illness. I guess that's what she's trying to
聡子
tell
は
me.
さっき教室に戻ってきたがもう平気なのか。
とりあえず入江が聡子のお注射を持ってきてくれましたので、もう大丈夫です。
She's seriously sick to the point where she requires doctor's attention. I realized something in the next moment.
聡子が急病で倒れたってことにして入院させちゃうのっていい手だったとは思わないか。
We can force her to stay in a hospital even if she refuses. That way we can that way we can save her from her uncle. Yes, that's a great idea.
もちろん
それは入江が提案しました。ですが、
Yeah, of course.
聡子が断ったのです。
聡子が断るとか断らないとかの問題じゃないだろう。
You can't make somebody stay. That's a complicated process.
圭一、聡子が家に帰らないとミーミー
Yeah,
の部屋
there's
を
that too.
片付けられてしまうのだそうです。
何？
聡子にとって北条の家はサトシが帰ってくるまで守らなければならない場所なのです。
He was taking advantage of her? Tepe was telling her that he'd get rid of Satoshi's room if she didn't stay with him?
汚ねえ野郎だ。
圭一、他のみんなには言わないでください。C は感情を抑えるのがうまくないので、知ったら短気を起こしかねませんです。
Yes, we need to be very, very careful with what we say around our beloved cutthroat. She brought up Shion, but I was also furious about it. I had to calm down, though. I needed everyone's help in order to save Satoko. I couldn't ruin everything by acting foolishly. I had no time to
さ
stop.
あ、聡子が助けてと一言でも言ってくれりゃどうとでもなるのに。
Yeah, Shion's putting in effort here. Just because she hadn't asked didn't mean she didn't need it. As her friends, we need to help her, especially after learning that he was controlling her by threatening to get rid of Satoshi's
Yeah.
room.
そのサトシの部屋を片付けられてしまうってのを話したのこそ、助けてと直接言えない聡子が遠回しに明日明白な助けだ。
Rika-chan nodded slightly.
圭一、聡子を助けるために残された時間はもう長くはないのです。
That I was all too aware of. She had a panic attack just because she didn't take her shot this morning. But if she stayed in her current environment, it'd be too late to save her in a matter of days. I saw her future when I saw Satoko crying behind the curtain this
今日で
morning.
3日目だ。人数はすでに初日の10倍以上に膨れたが、まだまだ行くぜ。
圭一、聡子を救うのは簡単なことではないのです。これまでに何度も試してきて、一度たりとも成功したことはないのです。
そうなのか。
圭一は覚えていない話です。でも今回の圭一は違う。今までに一度も見たことのない方法で、あと一歩で聡子を救えるところまでこぎつけていると思いますです。僕は圭一が運命なんてあっさりと破ってしまえる力のある人間だと信じています。
What did she mean when she said I didn't remember? I didn't have time to ask questions, though.
そうだな。運命なんて俺があっさり打ち破ってやるぜ。
A huge crowd had formed in front of the library. It was hard to believe over 50 people had assembled in such a quiet place.
今日は面白くなってきたぜ。今日のリーダーの前原さんだ。挨拶しろ。
こんにちは。
We even brought Lanks with us today. Kameda-kun brought a bunch of athletes with him. Polly brought Angry Lanks to play the drums. They were all very tall and full of spirits. Being greeted by a bunch of big people at once made me feel uncomfortable. Whoops! I shouldn't feel so intimidated. The commander can't act bashful in front of his troops. Following after them, our nameless comrades who sympathized with our plight at Angel Mort yesterday. I hate to say it, but I never expected any of them to actually show up. Seeing them all here to support us made me feel glad. They seemed plenty pumped up, too, raising up fervorous cries or shrieks. Kameda did so much for me. He brought not only his teammates, but also people from Angel Mort. I couldn't thank him
水
enough.
臭いぜケイ。俺たちはエンジェルモートの義兄弟っすよ。デザフェに行った連中の噂だと、夏の新デザート。
Well, we get Lanks out here drumming. We're gonna get their attention. This is literally drumming up attention, Sayara.
この夏は一緒に青い果実をむさぼり食いに行きましょう。
ケイチ君、
Whoa, my dude! Are you here with us too?
今日はすごいね。 これを全部君が一人で集めたのかい？
こんにちは。
What? Dude, we're just pulling everybody now. We're getting adults. This is good. This is good.
ここまでとは思わなかったわ。やるわね。
富武さん、高野さん、どうしてここに？あ、レナは知らなかったか。昨べの祭りの実行委員会の席でね、今日への参加を表明してくれたんだよ。確か監督も来るはず。
Camera boy and nurse girl. We're getting an army going, people.
お待たせしまし
And the
た。
doctor. We have a doctor. We are getting more and more credibility by the moment, people.
遅れて申し訳ございません。留守番のスタッフ
Talking
の
about
口
handing
に
out
手間
scrapbooks
取りま
like
して。
pamphlets. She went to the Kinko's earlier. She had had like 100 copies of these damn things copied up.
わあ、監督それすごいすごい。
Coach had brought some sashes, headbands, and banners with him. He was so well prepared. The sashes and headbands read "Save Satoko Hojo," and the consultation center must take action immediately. They were perfect for our protest. He had brought lots of extras along too. Takana-san and Shion handed them out to other supporters. Damn, man, we are going all in.
なんていうのか、監督のこういうセンスが私大嫌いなんですけど、でも今日はちょっと見直してます。しかしこういうアイテムもいいね。ここにいる60人は全員に面識があるわけじゃない。でも同じ鉢巻きやタスキを身につけることで同じ目的を持った仲間だと分かり、連帯感も育めるからね。
こんなのを身につけるとダム戦争の時代に戻った気がするよ。鉢巻きやタスキをしたひなみ沢の人たちは無敵だったんだ。誰が相手でもひるまなかった。
Tomitake-san was exactly right. Even the kids from Okinomiya were willing to wear the headbands. It was like we were supporting a baseball team.
さ、リカさんもこれだけの数を作るのは苦労したんですよ。
いりえ。
私も自分ができることを惜しみませんよ。さとこちゃんを助け出すために全力を尽くしましょう。
はい、ケイチくんの。すごいね。昨日は社会科見学様ご一行だったのに、今日はまるで雰囲気が違う。
そうだな。俺は人数が多けりゃ相手はビビるだろうくらいに思ってたが、これは迫力が違う。やはりハッタリって大事なんだなって思うぜ。
さあ、そろそろ時間よ。団長、決起の挨拶をお願いね。
団長なんて、俺なんて単なる発起人で。
That makes you the captain, you ding dong.
ケイチ君、リーダーがそんなじゃ貫禄がないよ。さあ、胸を張って。
I walked out in front of everyone while Tomitake-san took pictures. Everyone went quiet and turned their gaze to me. I felt so nervous, but at the same time, I also felt very thrilled to see all of our
みんな、
comrades here.
今日は集まってくれてありがとう。すでに聞いてると思うが、俺たちのクラスメート北条聡子のためにこれより3日目の陳情を決行する。かつて気の向くままに聡子をほったらかしにして沖宮に1年間も蒸発していたオチが、どうして親権者なんて名乗れるのか。児童相談所は直ちに状況を理解し、聡子に対する緊急保護を実施するべきである。だが児童相談所側は慎重な対応を理由に現状を放置。聡子が日々の窒息しそうな環境の中で心をすりつぶされていっている急を理解していない。俺たちはこれより3日目の陳情を決行し、児童相談所に改めて緊急の対応を求めるものである。
今日学校でさとこちゃんの姿を見た人ならわかるはず。あの快活だったさとこちゃんがたったの4日であんなにもやつれ果ててしまって。
Yo, if we're gonna have a right hand here, I think that Rena is absolutely the best pick.
あんな姿をこれ以上放っておくなんて絶対にできない。 これですでに3日連続。しかも人数はここまで膨れ上がった。相談所側に私たちの強い意志を訴えよう。私たちは仲間を見捨てたりしない。
すごいね。こいつは間違いなくダム戦争の再来だよ。
ダム戦争を知らないはずの前原君がダム戦争を再びなんて面白いものね。やはりこの地には人を結束させたくなる何かがあるということなのかしら。
やっぱり田舎的な人懐っこい風土によるものだと思います。だから今日のこれは怒るべくして起こったんです。
僕たちは隣人の顔も覚えてない都会に住んでるけど、それと比べるとなんだか羨ましいね。
電車の本数が少ないと愚痴ってた人がよく言いますですよ。
人軍突撃準備完了。ハッカーはただここで死ねと飲み込めえよ。要求貫徹、絶対救出。みんな K に続け。
Everyone had that much vigor before we'd even entered the building. They had to have heard what was going on outside. In fact, panicked-looking people were staring at us from the windows.
さあ、参りましょう。
88 pushed forward and took the first step of our third attempt, with the weight of 60 people on my shoulders. We went through the automatic doors and slowly crossed 20 meters to the counter.
これでならどうだ。一昨日は相談員、昨日は係長、なら今日は所長か。
わからない。でもきっと私たちの強い意志は伝わるはずだよ。
こんにちは。今日はどのようなご用件でしょうか。
昨日と同じです。北条聡子の件について陳情に参りました。
At the far end of the office, I saw the manager from yesterday talking to a guy sitting behind an important-looking desk. I could tell he was intimidated to see so many people. Shion said that this was the day we'd finally close the deal, but I couldn't be that optimistic yet. To be honest, our current numbers were probably the maximum number of people that I could get. So what would we do if things didn't work out today? I put up a brave front, and internally I was nearly cracking with the anxiety. But looking at the hopeful, encouraging expression on Rena's face as she walked beside me helped disperse these timid feelings. Rena might hold the very same worries inside of her heart. Everyone must be wondering if we can really save Satoko or not. But today we were supporting each other by hiding those worries. That was unmistakably our team's strong point. We could never have gathered so much energy and strength if we were alone. That power alone. That power can only be created when people work together. It takes forever for a drop of water to wear away at one rock, but a tsunami can break it into pieces in a second. The manager approached the counter. He started speaking to me, saying that the meeting room wasn't open today. He couldn't let us all into the room. However, the head of the office was willing to see us so we could use the reception area in the front of his desk. Since the room is so small, however, he asked us to choose 3 representatives to come inside.
申し訳ございません。他のお客様へのご配慮ということでご理解をご協力をいただけると助かるのですが。
We were here with all these people and they were only letting 3 of us inside. I wanted to refuse their offer, but Mion told me to take it.
この人数で占拠すれば業務への支障を理由に上げ足を取られかねないしね。すでに十分インパクトを与えてる。向こうも施設長が直接話を聞くと言ってるし、これは向こうの最高の対応でもあるよ。みんなガクガクブルブルでニャーニャーしてますですよ。ニャーニャー。でも会議室が空いてないってのは嘘くさいですけどね。私も嘘だと思うな。でもみーちゃんの言う通り、
これだけの人数で押しかけたというインパクトは十分与えたと思う。
所長さんはここの最高責任者です。それが話を聞くという例を尽くした以上、こちらにも多少の譲歩が必要かもしれませんね。
話し合いの場を設けたのに先方が席に着かなかった。そういう記録だけ残ると話し合いの余地なしってことにされてしまうわね。
Happy Tunes. Well, we're trying again. We've got like 60 people here. Yo, Mets. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Appreciate it.
部外者の意見で恐縮だけど、ここは話し合いに来ているということをアピ
Greetings, well,
ールするべ
Raven.
きだ
Hope
と
you're
思う。
doing well. It was good to get suggestions from so many different people. If it was only me, I would have just gotten pissed off and left. That was probably not the best idea. Once again, I felt how important it was that we were a team.
わかりました。
You have a bird eating your face at the moment? Oh no.
では代表3人ということにします。
Sparky will love Higurashi, don't worry. It's a very fun story.
代表は誰にしよう。
I'm pretty sure this story is bird approved, right? I mean, it has to be.
代表は圭一くんでいいと思うな。あと大人として監督とみーちゃんもついててくれれば文句なしかな。
Yeah, like we got everybody. We got nurse, we got picture boy, we got a doctor. We are pulling a
所
motley
長が
crew.
私の顔を知ってたら園崎家の圧力ってことになっちゃう。
He heard his name. What up, Sparky?
今回の件は園崎家はノータッチなんでそこを誤解させられない。
Tell Sparky that the person playing the video game loves him very much.
大人の事情でごめん。
聡子を助けるのは私たちの戦いで、鬼ババとは何の関係もありませんからね。ならレナさんはどうです？ガッツンと一発叩き込んでやってくださいよ。
私でもいいけど、リカちゃんはどう？聡子ちゃんの一番のお友達として代表に加わってもいいんじゃないかな。
Yeah, you gotta fight here too. Rika-chan is a quiet girl, so it'd be hard for them to understand what she's thinking. However, she's Satoko's best friend. She had been living with her for the past year as if they were family. She had the strongest bond with Satoko of any of us.
よし、俺と監督、そしてリカちゃんで行こう。
Okay, so that's our three.
了解。私はみんなをまとめるよ。
Mion winked at me and started explaining the situation to everyone else. Oh boy. Oh no, my streamer juice. It's all the way back there. Hold on, I need my streamer juice. All the way over here. I was feeling quite parched. Mion gets to wave around the flag. She strikes me as the type of person that would just really enjoy doing that. I never thought I'd be chosen as one of the representatives. I'm not a very good speaker, so really, Rena or Shion should have been picked instead of me. But I just couldn't refuse when they told me that Satoko's best friend should be the one to go. They told us to sit on a couch inside the visitor's room. The counselor, the manager, and the head of the office were there. The way they treated us was improving every time we came. I didn't know if today's appeal would change anything, but I was starting to feel the direction of fate shift little by little.
どうですか、リカ。
Are you here to shit on our parade again? Because if so, I really don't want to hear it. We love you, Hanyu, but you really need to change that attitude.
わずか数日でとんでもない展開になってる。さすがの私にももうどうなるやら見当もつかないわ。
Hanyu appeared beside me. It had been a while since she showed up. Hanyu was assuming that we still wouldn't be able to save Satoko in this world either. She always felt it was best to just watch what happened without hoping for a positive change. I'd been hurt so many times after being betrayed while hoping for change. Surely that wasn't good for my soul. I'd been beaten down over and over again. I'd better be quiet and do nothing. It's better not to expect change. That way, if something bad happens, I won't feel pain. My fate was already a dead end, but was that really true? I did my best in many of my previous lives. However, I had always acted alone. A miracle only happens when everyone combines their efforts. I was starting to feel the depth of what that meant. But even so, that didn't guarantee that we could save Satoko. This was the best chance I'd have so far, certainly. But that still didn't prove anything. I couldn't call it a miracle just yet. A miracle is something far more dramatic. Yeah, Rika is the big old depression mood. She has that 100-year depression. So this wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a miracle just yet. There's still someone else who needed to reach out for this to become a miracle. Everyone had been working so hard. They truly believe they can bring about a miracle. Who amongst them doesn't believe? Who amongst you in chat does not believe? It's your fault, so start believing. Isn't there someone who's not reaching out her hand like everyone else is
冷たく
doing?
言えば奇跡を起こせない日は聡子そもそもさっきから圭一や入江が向こうとやり合っている最大の争点は聡子が逆そうなのですがそれは簡単ではないのです聡子を救おうとみんなが手を伸ばしているのに聡子がその手を掴もうとせず沼にどんどん沈んでいくそうやって考えると一番訴えるべきは聡子じゃないかって思う聡子に手を伸ばすよう説得するのですかそれはとても簡単なことではないけれどサイコロの目が再び六揃いになる奇跡を待つ苦労に比べたら大した苦労じゃない
In any case, I'm the only one with a key to open her heart. I'm like family to Satoko. I know she thinks the same. I'm not trying to brag or anything. Satoko is like family to me as well. No, my feelings toward her are even deeper than that. It might be only 1 year for Satoko, but I've spent decades with her.
さらに考えれば奇跡が起こらないのは至極当然だったどうしてなのですか奇跡を起こすにはみんなの力を合わせなければならないみんなが合わせてないんだもの一人足りなかった奇跡が起こらないのは当然聡子ですか違うわ私よ私
Oh, wow. Owning up. That's not an easy thing to admit. I had just been observing them like a spectator. I'd been tired of this eternally repeating world and acted like a witch. I had forgotten the powerful feelings needed to change fate. In other words, it was like I was supposed to be an actress, but I was just sitting back and eating popcorn. I'm not a spectator. I'm one of the people on the stage, and that's why this play was never successful. In the world where Rena took over the school, if I hadn't done anything, Keiichi would have died in an explosion. Because I got on the stage like I was supposed to, the play didn't end that way. Yo, that's right. Mop Girl went in! I am a part of this world too. It's such an obvious thing, but I must have forgotten it a long time ago.
聡子の心を解かなくてはならない。サトシの呪縛から聡子を解き放たなくてはならない。もちろん、私以外にもそれはできるだろうけれど、きっと私が一番できる立場にいる。いや、そうでなかったとしても、私もまた舞台に上がらなくては奇跡は起きないってこと。リカ、あなたは何度もそのような決意をして、それを打ち砕かれて悲しんできましたです。
それでもなおなのですか？
わかってる。二度とない幸運と二度とない結束。私が次の世界でも頑張ろうと安っぽい決意をしたところで、私の努力とは無関係なところで袋小路は決まるだろう。この世界よりももっともっとあっさりとどうしようもない形で。だからこの世界でもダメだったら私は諦めようと思う。
Honey looked at me with surprise. For us, the term giving up means a lot more than what it sounds like. It doesn't mean that I will accept my fate. It means that I will accept the dead end waiting for me in other worlds. Accept my death.
なんていうか、未練って努力してないから感じるものなんだって私分かったの。今回これだけの幸運に恵まれ、まあ確かに叔父の帰宅は例外だけど、それにしたって二度とあるかどうかもわからない追い風に恵まれた。そしてその追い風の中で私は多分できる最大限の方を張ったと思う。だから今度こそって思うし、逆にこれでダメならもう絶対にダメだと思う。その時は私本当の本当に諦めがつくと思うから。
I think that's fair at this point.
そんなのダメなのですよ。
I'm the only person who can communicate with Hanyu. If I disappear, she will have to go on with her life all alone. That's the last thing Hanyu wants to happen. Perhaps that's why Hanyu says the things she does. She doesn't want my lifespan to wither away by getting hurt emotionally.
私はもともとこの舞台の出演者だった。あなたに舞台を見るという楽しみ方を教えてはもらったけど、出番を降りたら舞台が成立しない。きっとだから私は袋小路を出られないんじゃないかなって思うの。
ティカ、きっとどこかの世界で今回と同じような幸運に恵まれ、しかも叔父の帰ってこない世界がありますです。それは奇跡ではなく、今回よりももう一つ余計に6が出るだけのことなのです。
今回と同じような追い風で叔父も帰ってこない世界。
That could mean a good or a bad thing. I'm playing Cold Steel 5. That's exactly what this is. This is Trails of Cold Steel 5. How's it going, Kafka?
そうね。そうだったらどんなに素晴らしいことか。
What do you mean? I don't get what you mean. Like, I don't think anything on my stream indicates that I'm playing Cold Steel. Persona 6. We're playing Trails of Despair. Still, trying to beat my fated death is another issue entirely. That sounds wonderful, but it's not
そ
guaranteed.
の世界まで頑張って僕と待ちましょうなのです。
The title screen. I'm not sure. I don't get what you mean, Kafka. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, nothing on my stream says Cold Steel at all. Oh, no, I'm playing Higurashi. This has nothing to do with Trails of Cold Steel or Falcom or anything. This is a visual novel, murder mystery, meta world kind of thing. This has nothing to do with that.
だから、この世界が終わったら、諦めるなんて言わないでほしいのです。
私が死んだら、あんたが、あうあう言っても聞いてくれる人もいなくなるし。
That's a pretty funny mistake to make.
たまに気配か足音。
誰かに気のせい程度に感じさせるのがせいぜいだ。Nothing on my screen or stream that says Cold Steel. Like, I'm definitely not playing Hajimore.
じゃあ、私は舞台に戻るわ。
I could, but I'm not going to.
自分にできる精一杯を尽くす。
I haven't even played Cold Steel 4 yet. That's the end of the month.
永遠に繰り返す昭和の夏なんて嫌でしょ。
誰ともお話ができずに過ごす長い時間の方がもっと嫌なのです。
Apparently she thinks time loop that's driving me mad is far better than having no one to talk to. But that's just how she feels.
僕もこの運命を乗り越えて、まだ見たことのない昭和58年や、その先の時間へ行きたいです。でもそれはリカと一緒でなくてはダメなのです。
Like, yeah, Hanyu, I get it. It sucks. But Rika's literally mentally breaking at this point. I think she's earned the right to quit if it doesn't work. I'm sure that's similar to my own claim that there's no point in living past June 1983 if I'm the only one who does. My ideal future is to survive past June 1983 and let the happy times continue like always without anyone missing. Hanyu feels the same way. She doesn't want a cold world where I'm not by her side. We're repeating this world, only because we wish to do so. It wasn't just Hanyu's power, it was one that we shared together. Hanyu wants to be with me, just like I would build myself, just like I want to build myself a happy future, but we both want the same thing. But if I refused to repeat the world again, my long life would be over. Yet, I never refused, no matter how sick and tired of it I was. For over 100 years, I kept believing that something good would happen eventually. However, our power is weakening, and we can only go back a few weeks at most. We have so little time left to try and change our fate. If we keep it up, eventually we'd only be able to go back to the morning of the day we are going to die. That'd be a dead end for sure. I don't think a life this fortunate will ever come my way again. If my time it was limited, I'm sure that will eventually happen. But I can't count on it happening in what time I do have left. Hanyu told me to wait for another chance because she doesn't want to see me lose myself, but she isn't feeling the same time limit like I am.
死んでも目が覚めても同じ朝なんて考えたくもない悪夢よ。
Oh, you're starting PSO2. Yeah, like I tried to play it when it came out. Like I played the Japanese version when it came out for like 3 years, I think. And then I fell off. And then I tried to play the US version when it came out, and it almost borked my computer with the way the dumb Microsoft Store stuff worked. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm not giving them any of my time. I don't care if it's on Steam now. It's just like, whatever. It ain't worth it. I'm just not gonna bother.
そんな地獄に落ちる前に自分の世界は自分の手で幕を下ろしたいの。だからそれをこの世界に決めたわ。この世界でダメだったら私はこれで繰り返しをやめることにする。
Let me translate what she's trying to say. She's trying to say, this world is no different from any other world. You're going to win, so you're not going to win, so don't bet on this life. Your lifespan is not as short as you think. You should wait for your next opportunity in this endless June. Stay with me until then. Stay with me and wait for the next
手のと
chance.
ころでしょ。
Let me translate random anime girl noises for you.
ならせいぜい私たちのために祈ってちょうだい。相談所を解き伏せ、聡子を救い出せること。そして私が昭和58年6月の運命に打ち勝てること。昭和58年の夏を迎えられたら、ずいぶん昔に約束した通り、いろいろなことをして遊ぼう。昭和58年のスイカを食べて、窓際で涼もう。今年の秋はどんな秋？今年の冬はどのくらいの雪が？私たちの知らない天気や出来事を楽しもう。知らないテレビ番組や永遠に放送予定のまま見ることのできなかったアニメを見よう。そして私がどんな人生を歩むのか、共に成長の物語を楽しもう。
Well, there it is. There it is. A message in my chat that is so bad, I actually have to retire from streaming now. Thanks, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love you all. But sometimes lines are crossed.
それまで一緒に頑張ろうって約束しましたです。
Yeah, I figured that would happen.
なのにこの世界でダメだったら諦めるなんて、そんなのは約束違反なのです。
Yoko Ono. Oh, god damn it, Jetstorm. I hate you. Hold on. We always take a hit of streamer juice to make sure that these turn out okay. There you go.
その約束だけは守れなくてごめん。きっと仲間みんなと一緒に昭和58年の夏を迎える。そこにはもちろん羽生もいるの。そしてきっと青くて広いに違いない夏の大空を見上げよう。
Isn't it like it's got a very similar tone and a very similar theming going on.
昭和58年の大空はこれまでの空とは比べ物にならないくらいに美しいに違いないから。
I'm sure I'm gonna make a miracle happen in this world. God didn't design humans so they could redo their lives over and over again like me. People usually only have one chance, yet they can still make miracles happen with effort. They work so hard because they know that they'll never have a chance to do it over again. That's why miracles occur. But if I can't make one happen with all that, I just have to give up.
次の世界なんていらない。この世界で奇跡を起こす。みんなが教えてくれた。奇跡はみんなでなら起こせると教えてくれた。だから起きる。起こす。この世界で私たちは最高の未来を迎えてみせる。
リカ
Hanyu disappeared, sobbing sadly. She was no longer in my sight, but I could still talk to her.
きっと私たちはこの世界で最高の未来をつかめるから。だから信じて。あなたも力を合わせてくれたなら奇跡はもっと起きやすいかもしれないんだから。
Could we get a little bit of positivity out of you? I get that this is a sad situation for you, but if this is really Rika's last chance, don't you think that as a friend, you'd be like, alright, I'm just gonna give it my all. I'm gonna at least just fucking believe. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm an eternal pessimist and Hanyu's even starting to piss me off. This is the best possible stage I can hope for. The actors on the stage and the audience before it can help each other. If you wish, you, the audience, can change the story too. I've made my decision. I'm going up on the stage. I'm not going to complain anymore. I'll do my best, just like Keiichi and my other friends. I'm not going to make any more excuses. I'm not going to wait for another fortunate world. I have to do my best in this one. I'm not talking about my decision to die after this world is over. I'm just saying that people are meant to have only one chance to live. That's why they work so hard. Because I had so many chances to redo my life, I haven't been working hard enough. I was never able to make a miracle happen. In my previous life, Rena took over the school. Because I got in her way, Keiichi made it in time to stop the explosion. The story changed because I decided to get up on the stage. Perhaps in my other lives before that, it could have changed my situation if I worked hard enough without giving up. But I kept giving up so easily and eventually lost my interest in those worlds. And so, a miracle never happened. A miracle never happened because I was always relying on the fact that I'd have another chance. Hanyu, I hope you can understand. Please, don't be sad and work hard with me in this world. I couldn't tell if she understood me. I assertively spoke to the officials about how much danger Satoko is in. Keiichi and Irie also made their appeals from the bottom of their hearts. I had no idea how the Child Consultation Center took what we said. Passionately, all I could do was pray.
Kei-chan? 昨日の繰り返しになっちゃった感じだったな。両者とも昨日と同じ話の繰り返しだ。
相変わらず平行線？慎重に様子を見るからとか、そういう話に？
そんなところです。週一の訪問で様子を見て、だいたい1ヶ月後に改めて判断をするというような話なのですが。
うちのところに貞子を1ヶ月も閉じ込めろって言うんですか？その1ヶ月間で貞子の心がどれだけ傷つけられるか、どうしてその痛みが
もちろんその点についても前原さんは懸命に説明してくれました。私も聡子ちゃんの去年の状況を説明したつもりです。ですが
聡子ちゃんが助けを求めない限り緊急性はない。
部外者の意見で恐縮だけど、聡子ちゃんに助けを求めてもらうってのは無理なのかい？
聡子ちゃんが逃げ出したらサトシ君の部屋のものを捨ててしまうと脅されてるらしいわ。ひどい話ね。
相変わらず向こうはその一点張りなの？聡子は助けを求められない負い目があるってのに。
The purpose of a child consultation center is to protect children. I was starting to get angry the more I thought about it, but as I thought about it some more, I realized that they were just trying to do their job. It was just that our opinions differed about the degree of urgency.
こっちは聡子ちゃんを早く助けてほしいという。向こうは聡子ちゃんが助けを求めたらねという。なんとか歩み寄る方法はないのかな。聡子ちゃんへの助けがないまでにも、その SOS のサインを読み取る何らかの歩み寄りはないのかな。
その辺はこちらもいろいろと訴えました。向こうもそれを真剣に聞いてはくださりましたが、
最終的な雰囲気だと参考に留められた感じでしたね。
Damn it. When the head of the office showed up, I thought I could change things today, but everything went the same as yesterday and we still weren't able to persuade them. However, I'm sure we're making progress. It might seem like they're withstanding our blows at first glance, but they're feeling the weight behind them. We're not going to give up just because it didn't work out today. We're going to fight until they get off their butts and save Satoko.
さっきみんなには明日もやるよって声はかけた。ただ、今日よりは人数が減るかもしれないね。
なんだか悔しいですね。せっかくここまで来たのに、ここが私たちの限界ってわけなんですか。
Damn it. We can't give up yet. We might have less people tomorrow, but we're not going to call off our fourth day.
たとえ誰も来なくなっても、レナは行くよ。サトコちゃんを助ける判断を下してくれるまで、レナは一人でもくじけない。
Rena doesn't give up. She ain't no bitch.
それは俺もだ。俺も絶対にくじけない。
Bitch status. False.
ありがとな、ミオン。来られる人だけでも構わないぜ。窓から見てたけど、みんなの横断幕、結構プレッシャーになってるようだったぜ。
ゆうべ、夜鍋して作った甲斐がありました。
入江、たすきなんかもありがとうなのです。
いえいえ、これくらいの協力しかできないのが悔しいです。
僕ももっと協力しようと思いますです。
Rika status. Ain't no bitch.
僕はサトコを救えないと思って諦めてきましたが、今日ケイイチと入江が所長とやり合うのを見ていて、僕にはまだまだ頑張れることがあると思いましたです。
Rika-chan was already watching us from afar. It made me a little happy to see Rika-chan getting more active on the whole movement. I wonder what Rika-chan can do.
サトコに会えたら助けを求めるように説得するつもりなのです。
Talk to the girl!
それは多分僕にしかできないことなのです。
The same thing was on all our minds. The issue will be resolved the moment Satoko seeks help, but nobody can say that to her because we all know that she's dealing with the memories of her brother, Satoko. I know how you feel about Satoshi, but this is different. Please ask the Child Consultation Center to help you. As long as you're seeking help, they're ready to save you any time. Don't be afraid that your uncle is going to destroy Satoshi's room. Please ask them to save you. But without even knowing Satoshi's face, I could never say that to her. The only person who can ask her to seek help is Rika-chan. She's been living with her for the past year, and she's like family.
そうだね。私も今日それを言ったけれど、心には届かなかった。悲しいけれど、サトコちゃんの心に言葉を届かせられるのは、リカちゃんを置いて他にはいないと思う。
自分にその力がないのが悲しいですけど、同感です。リカちゃまは無二の親友。あんたにできなかったらもうどうにもならないです。
さとこちゃんの心を解きほぐせたら、それで全てが解決するとすら断言できるでしょう。案外私たちがこうして押しかけるよりもいい方法かもしれません。
そんなことはありません。
Yeah, like, are we gonna get that this chapter, maybe? Like, because he's, like, this is such a central thing. I almost feel like that's something that should come out this chapter.
レナが言った通りです。双方が手を伸ばさないと届かない。だから、サトコも手を伸ばすべきだと思っただけです。そして、それは僕も同じなのです。
Satoshi's just in his room, chilling, and nobody bothered to open the door for some
みん
reason.
なが力を合わせないと、奇跡は起こせない。
Like, he still goes out to get things to eat and go to the bathroom, but everybody just conveniently misses him for some reason.
僕だけが諦めていて、力を合わせなかった。だから、奇跡が起こせなかった。だから、僕も力を合わせる。だから、サトコも手をつかむ。言いたいことが、うまく説明できないです。ごめんなさいです。
Rika-chan is usually a quiet girl, but she talks a lot every once in a while. Just because she's quiet doesn't mean that she's not thinking about anything. In fact, because she's quiet, she must have a lot inside her heart that she's never expressed. Boy, if you only knew, if you only fucking knew. We are going to continue our appeal to Consultation Center. Rika-chan is going to persuade Satoko. This is the best approach. Or at least the best one that I can think of. It might be slow and quiet, but now that I'm in the game, I can't quit until I win. If I give up, I'd lose everything I bet on. We're going to save Satoko. We just have to work together. But obviously, we don't have much time to fight. What to do? We're definitely going to have less people tomorrow. In other words, we can't intimidate the Child Consultation Center any more than we did today. I couldn't see any way to break our deadlock with the Consultation Center, so I had no choice but to swallow down the irritation starting to boil up in my chest and pretend not to notice it.
もうだいぶ暗くなってきました。ミオンさん、解散の号令をかけられた方がいいでしょう。私も今夜はまた実行委員会なので、このまま直接集会所に行った方が良さそうです。
それを言ったら私もじゃん。いけねいけね。
That meant I had to go too. While it wouldn't be a big deal if I missed the meeting, I should still go. I don't understand most of the things they're even talking about there, but I don't want to be rude. I'd have no choice but to go.
ならもう今日はこれで終わりにした方がいいね。相当急いで帰らないと時間ギリギリになっちゃうよ。
Mion thanked all the people who came today and told them to meet at the same place and the same time tomorrow. And with that, the third day of our desperate appeal was over.
もしもし、俺、ケイチ。帰ってから食べるよ。だから家に帰らず、このまま集会所に行っちゃうよ。父さんはもう行ってるんだね。わかった。了解。
I called my mom and told her that I'd be going to the meeting without coming home. I'd get there kind of early, but if I went home first, I wouldn't make it in time. Mion, Rika-chan, and Irie were going to head there with me. Shion said that she was also coming, and now Rena didn't want to go home alone either.
うちのお父さんは今日職場の飲み会で遅くなるって聞いてるから、レナも行く。お邪魔にならないかな？You
don't ever have to ask permission to come along with us, Rena. You are the most welcome of anybody, I think.
なりはしないよ。むしろ若い子の関心があることが分かった方がみんな喜ぶでしょう。
平均年齢がぐんと若返りますです。
私も久しぶりに君吉のおじいちゃんに挨拶したいですし。
We all headed toward the Furude Shrine in the dim light. The light was on in the assembly building. Some people had already arrived.
こんばんは。皆さんお早いですね。
あんれ、みおんちゃんに大勢来たね。入江の先生もこんばんは。
どうもこんばんは。皆さんもお早いですね。
他になんもすることがねえんだけよ。
More people started coming into the meeting hall. Everyone seemed to come so early. I should probably come earlier from now on, too.
あれ、今日はハイカラな靴が多いなと思ったら、若い人が大勢来てるじゃないの。しおんちゃんもお久しぶり。今日はどうしたの？
Everyone bowed to the newest arrival. It was their mayor, Kimiyoshi-san. He strode into the room with the other committee members.
どうも、お久しぶりです。お姉たちと遊んでて、そのままの流れで遊びに来ちゃいました。
そうかい。よく来たね。しおんちゃんも綿流しのお祭り、今年はぜひいらっしゃいよ。
ええ、今年はぜひ遊びに来ようと思います。何しろ、ケイちゃんが司会のオークションはぜひ見たいですし。
前原くんの司会もそうだけど、これからは祭りのいろんな仕事を少しずつ若い子に移していかないといけないね。そうだ、みおんちゃんに相談したいことがあったんだ。ちょっとこっち来てくれないかな。
はい、どうしました？ひょっとして模擬店部会の横田さん、まだ怒ってるんですか？
いやね。
Mion headed outside with Kimiyoshi-san and the other committee members. There was only one room in the building, so they had to go outside if they want to talk in private.
今日が木曜日だから、お祭りまで
We
あと
got
3日なんだね。
3 days until Watanagashi? Oh
圭
boy.
一君の準備は簡
Time
単なのか
just
な。
goes.
準備も何もねえな。あるのは覚悟と出たとこ勝負のアドリブだけだよ。
圭一は苦し紛れな方が面白いことを言いますです。
Everyone laughed. We continued to chat about the festival. We talked about the kind of festival young people like us would want to see, that sort of stuff. Suddenly, Mion tapped me on the shoulder.
ケイちゃん、ちょっと話が。
She gestured for me to follow her out the front without letting the others know. What did she want? Once outside, I met Mion, Chie-sensei, and the
あ、
principal.
知恵先生、校長先生、どうも。こんばんは。
Chie-sensei responded to my greeting, but the principal must not have heard me, since he didn't. His eyes were closed. He seemed lost in thought. That sight caused our happy, chatty feeling to cool off quickly. My intuition told me this had to be about something bad. Oh boy.
前原くんにちょっとだけお話があります。
Oh boy.
あまり良くない話みたいですね。
うん。明日もみんなでまた交渉に行くんですね。
ええ、どこまでも戦うのが仲間の務めですから。今日ほど集まるかは分かりませんが、明日もまた集まろうとみんなに言ってあります。な、だよな、ミオ。
前原くん、集まる人たちに約束した手前もあるでしょうから、明日はとりあえず仕方がありませんが、それを最後にしばらく様子を見ませんか？
Allegra's gone. Thanks to the advice from Oishi-san last night, I already had an idea of the
知恵先生
situation.
のそれも忠告ですか？
Yeah, it's a loop game. That's your thing. You should probably play 13 Sentinels as well. There seems to be lots of loops in that game as well.
これ以上話が大きくなると、村のお偉方も見て見ぬふりができなくなる。
God, 13 Sentinels is a fucking trip right now, but I literally can't talk about it with anybody because nobody is gonna play that game in the same order. You can't talk about it.
だからここいら辺で自重しろってことですか？
前原くん、私はあなた方のしていることは正しいと思う。
Yeah, we did a 5-hour spoiler cast for, Oh, God. How do you even... How would you tackle that? I don't know how the fuck you would structure a spoiler cast for 13 Sentinels. Like, there's just no way.
だから、あなたは正しいと思ったことを堂々としてくれればいいと思っています。でも、
She stopped talking after that. Chie-sensei wasn't supporting us until just yesterday. She even came to the Child Consultation Center with us on the second day. So for her to start saying completely the opposite, I felt slightly dizzy from the shock of it.
ケイちゃん、知恵先生の名誉のために補足するよ。知恵先生は個人的には私たちを支持してくれてる。でも、
何かの圧力がかかったってわけか。
知恵先生は圧力なんかに屈する人じゃない。ケイちゃんは知恵先生がどれだけ正義心にあふれる人か知らないだろうね。
Chie-sensei is still a threat.
かつてこの分校が分校と認められず、単なる廃校の校舎でしかなかった時、知恵先生はやってきてくれた。
I think Mino told me about that story before. The school was closed when the damn conflict happened. However, the village children still came to the school to learn. There were no teachers there, though, because the school wasn't officially operating. That was when Chie-sensei arrived. After they won the damn conflict, the Sonozaki family and other villagers made an appeal, and the school's existence was finally approved. Our school did not have an easy start. The government was against it, but the villagers forced them to approve. Chie-sensei came along with us for our appeal yesterday. Dude, if this village is born and built on forcing people to fucking let them have their way. We need to win this, god damn it! That was very courageous of her, but now people who want to close the school are paying attention to what we're doing.
結論から言うと、千恵先生はもう私たちには協力できないって。
Chie-sensei stared at the ground as Mion spoke. I'd never seen her look so sad.
私だけの問題なら、この身がどうなってもいい。一人の生徒のために戦えず、教師なんて名乗りたくない。でも、私たちの学校の存在までは脅かせないのです。
I don't know who told her this. Whoever it was, they warned her not to escalate things around Satoko's case. They threatened the existence of our school to make her obey and pressured her with responsibility she couldn't take on her
俺さ、
own.
昨日大石さんから
Fucking
そんな
sucks.
話を聞かされてるんだ。それもまさにこの場所でさ、これ以上騒ぎを大きくすると北条家を未だによく思ってない年寄りどもと対立することになるみたいなのをな。
大石にそんな話を聞かされたんだ。うん、そう間違った話じゃないよ。
Mion looked at the ground along with Chie-sensei. I always thought Chie-sensei and Mion were stronger people, so seeing them both hanging their heads like this is hopeless made me feel like we were being pushed into a dead end, and I hated
大
it.
体お前さっきのさっきまで俺たちと一緒に行ったじゃないかよ。そして明日も来られる人は来てくれってみんなに言ったじゃないか。そのミオンと一緒に集会所にやってきて、どこで弱気なミオンと入れ替わっちまったんだよ。
When I said when she got swapped, I immediately thought of one thing. The mayor took her outside the building earlier. Did he?
そっか。さっき村長がミオンを外に呼んだのはそういう話だったんだな。
まあいろいろとね。
It felt painful to see a fake smile like that. She was only out here with him for about 10 minutes. What the hell did he tell her that crushed her
ミオンも
spirits?
チエ先生も俺の知ってる二人
Yeah,
は
that's a funny way of
最高
putting
に
it.
強い誇れて憧れる友人であり先生だ。
I mean, with this series, I am very convinced at this point that any funny wordplay that they use like that is done with a very intentional wink and nod.
その二人がほんの一晩二晩で意見を覆すことになるようなどんな圧力があったかは俺には想像がつかない。
I didn't feel like getting mad at them. They were just as passionate about saving Satoko as I was. Towards them, I felt nothing but pity.
前原くん、私はなんて言っていいか。
ええ、千恵先生が謝ることじゃないです。
I could feel an angry tone entering my voice. I'd had
教え
enough.
てくれ。どうして村の年寄りたちは未だ北条家を嫌うんだ。もうダム戦争は終わってる。残された聡子には何の罪もないはずだ。なのにどうしてここまで嫌うんだ。誰が嫌ってる。
If we decided on Rion, that would be very funny. But it would be funny for reasons that I can't say.
誰のせいだ。
It has nothing to do with Higurashi, by the way.
そいつに俺が話をつける。
北条家を嫌ってる人間は実はいないのかもしれないって思うよ。
何？お前は何を言ってるんだ。
ダム戦争で北条家は村の旧敵だった。村全体でそういう風に盛り上げたからね。その先般である夫婦が死に残された聡子に罪がないのは誰もがうすうす知っている。でも北条家を許そうと誰かが号令をかけたわけじゃないんだよ。
Because you all suck!
その辺は私も補足します。
シオン。
It wasn't just Shion who appeared. Rena and Rika-chan were there with her. They'd come out to check on me and overheard what we were talking about.
北条家をスケープゴートにして結束してきたこの村は未だ北条家に怯えているんです。怯えているというのは怖いという意味じゃない。北条家と縁があると思われたら 自分も村からスケープゴートにされてしまうかもしれないと
It's a
恐れていた
fucking
のです。
disease, dude! It's an infestation! In other words, if you help a member of the Hojo family, you might get attacked by the village just like they did. They still feel that way years after the conflict.
そんなことってあるの？だって学校ではみんなさとこちゃんと普通に接してたよ。もちろんそれは村のお年寄りだけの話なのです。
Old people suck!
でもそれは村の深部でもあります。
みんなはそれを多分その先本家のバッチャの意思だろうと思ってるでしょ。でもそういうわけじゃない。
What?
バッチャだってやっぱり恐れてるんだよ。自分が北条家を擁護したら村の年寄り連中に対して求心力を失ってしまうのではないかって思ってる。
はあ。なんだかややこしいぞ。つまりどういうことなんだ？俺は誰を殴りゃいいんだ。
Yeah, alright, who am I? I like the way the boy's thinking now. It's like, alright, then who the fuck I got punched in the face?
つまり本当は誰も北条家を嫌ってなんかいないんだよ。
Punch Granny in the face.
誰もが内心はもう許してもいいと思ってる。でもそれを口に出せない。
What a bunch of pussies!
自分以外はみんな未だ北条家を敵視して
Oh
ると
my
信じてる。
god. Like, there's a very simple solution to all this. Let's get everybody in one place at one time and be like,
相互に誤
hey,
解して
does
いる
anybody
って
here
こと？
actually hate these people? Can we just get a show of hands? Anybody here actually hate these people? Are we done with this crap?
そういうことです。
But old people also don't like admitting when they're wrong.
個別に聞けばわかります。誰も聡子のことを嫌ってなんかいないんです。両親が死んでそれがけじめになったと思っています。だからばあさんもその後は北条家に一切関わるなと号令を出しました。でも北条家を許すとは号令を出せなかった。
Alright, so we just gotta go punch Granny in the face.
それはきっと僕のお父さんのせいもあるのです。
Wait, your dad? What did he do?
リカちゃんの？どうして？僕のお父さんはずっとのんびりと構えていたので、
right. I get
村の
you.
人たちからリーダー失格だとずっと言われてきたのです。
Jetstorm's got a point. We're at a meeting with a bunch of old people right now.
リカちゃんのお父さんはハト派だったからね。冷静に状況が読める人だったと思う。でも祭りのように反ダムで燃え上がった人々はもっと過激なタカ派のリーダーを求めていたんだよ。だからバッチャはひなみ沢を一つにまとめるためあえてみんなが求めたタカ派リーダーを演じたんだよ。
つまりタカ派リーダーを演じてる手前、自分から北条家を許すとは言い出せないってわけか。
うん。お年寄りは主義を曲げないことを模範と思うからね。最初に掲げた方針はなかなか変えられないんだよ。
そんなのってひどい。だってそれじゃ誰もが人のせいにしながら聡子ちゃんを許してあげてないってこと
Boy,
だ
this is a
よ。
real fucked up situation.
自分が許すと村の人に陰口を叩かれるかもしれないから許してあげられないなんてあんまりだよ。
I think she'd give. I'm all for bribing Granny with Nintendo tapes. I think it'll
貧し
work.
い家なんかには保証金が欲しくて立ち退きを受け入れてもいいと思ってる人が少なからずいたんだよ。でもそれを口に出すとはばかられる状況だった。そんな中それを堂々と公言したのが北条家だったんだよ。それに勇気づけられて立ち退き派が派閥を作りそうな勢いになった。みんなも今日までのお役所とのやり取りをしてて分かったと思うけど、住民運動というのは一枚岩じゃないといけないんだよ。村の総意であるか否かがとても大切なこと。 だから実はダム戦争の直前、ひなみ沢は戦争どころか内部分裂状態だったんだよ。
僕のお父さんが日和見主義だったからそうなったんだとみんなは言いました。お父さんはダムなんてできるわけがない。きっと話し合いで平和的に解決できるというのんびりした立場だったのです。そしてそれが立ち退き派を許す温床になったと非難されたのです。
立ち退き派って不思議な響きだね。初めて聞くよ。村の人はよくダムの推進派って言わない？
She's right. They used to claim that their enemies supported the project itself.
立ち退き派っていうよりダム推進派って方が悪っぽそうな感じでしょ。立ち退きじゃ単に喧嘩を嫌って逃れるだけの平和的なイメージがある。でもダム推進派なら。
なるほどな。ダム推進派っていうとなんだか利敵行為というか、村をダム湖に沈めようとする裏切り者みたいなイメージになるな。
イメージ戦略というものです。
Coach had appeared. He came outside after noticing how long we'd been
当時の
gone.
ひなみ沢には戦争直前の全体主義のような空気がハト派のフルデシでは逆に分裂を招いた。なら全体を一丸とするにはタカ派になるしかないと当時の園崎家は考えたんです。
ちょっと話が見えてきました。つまりこういうことですね。村を反ダムで一つにまとめるために北条家に裏切り者のレッテルを貼って徹底攻撃して見せしめにした。それがあまりに集中的だったので立ち退き派の人たちは恐ろしくなり終始買いせざるを得なかった。
北条家と親交があればダム推進派なのだろうと疑われました。だから誰もが怖がって北条家に近づかなかった。すれ違っても見て見ぬふりをし、話しかけられても無視をしたのです。
もちろんそれは北条夫妻の2人を指名したはずなのですが、いつの間にか北条家という分かりやすい看板が一人歩きを始めました。その結果おじおば夫婦の家もとばっちりを受けたそうです。皮肉ですね。その時の冷遇の恨みが募り、聡子ちゃんにひどい仕打ちをする温床となっているのですから。
Wowee. Her uncle and aunt were not in support of the dam project, but because of Satoko's parents, they were also attacked. After Satoko's parents died, they were forced to take care of their 2 children. It finally makes sense. I can see the whole picture now.
ダム戦争は終わった上に聡子ちゃんの両親は亡くなった。ならそういう変な遺恨は全部水に流そうって言い出した園崎家がちゃんと終了宣言を出すべきじゃないのかな。
I think Rena's got the fucking right idea here.
そこで最初の話に戻るんです。北条家に温情的な宣言を出したら園崎家当主はダム戦争当時の幹部級、つまり町会のお偉方への求心力を失うのではないかと
Oh
恐
no,
れ
it
たんです。
absolutely doesn't defend them. No, they're still shitty people. But I can see where you're going with the whole hate begets hate thing.
舐められたらおしまいってのはどうやらお役所だけじゃなく
Yo, Ding!
園崎家も
Welcome.
そう
Hope
み
you're
たい
doing
だ
well
な。
this evening.
これは私が直接バッチャに聞いたから間違いない。バッチャは北条家は放っておけとの号令を出すまでが精一杯。そして自分が死んで当主が変わったらその就任の時にダム戦争の完全終了宣言を出して北条家に対する遺恨を完全に流そうと、そういう話になってるんです。
It means way more coming from her. Oh my god. Addicted to Genshin Impact, like literally
こ
everybody.
れはお母さんも知ってる。
I know everybody playing that right now. But it's a gacha game. I'm never gonna touch it for that reason myself.
その話は私もお母さんに聞いてます。大ババ様の世間体とかいうやつですね。
話をちょいと戻すぜ。ミオンと千恵先生にさっき脅しをかけたのは
Glad you're enjoying it though, because
教会のお偉方連中だったと思う。
people need things to enjoy right now, so I'm glad people are enjoying it. It's definitely not a thing for me.
その連中はどうなんだ？内心まだ北条家を恨んでるのか？
それが笑っちゃうんです。実は君吉のおじいちゃんだって誰だってもう北条家を恨んでなんかないってんです。
つまり悲しい話なんですが、彼らにとってまだダム戦争は尾を引いているんです。北条家と親交があったら後ろ指を刺されるかもしれないと未だに恐れているんです。
Exactly. Like I want everybody to like just because I don't like Genshin Impact, I don't want people to think that like they can't bring it up around me or anything like that or stupid shit like that. Like I am all for people enjoying what they want to enjoy because I would want people to grant me the same, courtesy. Like you enjoy what you like, I enjoy what I like. I like understanding why people like the things that they like. So I can gain an appreciation of it even if I don't like it. Like it's just a nicer way to go through life, I think. But that's just me.
普通にさとこちゃんと接してるじゃないですか。
私は若く、そもそも教会にそれほどのしがらみを持ちませんから。そしてリカちゃんは特別です。なぜなら彼女はお社様の生まれ変わりだから。
The Debate Club. Okay, that's a winner right there.
お社様は人と鬼の相入れぬ存在を融和させて住まわせた伝説を持つ。だからつまり
村にいられない身である北条家の人間を引き取っても納得されたというわけか。
After hearing all this, I'm beginning to understand how difficult it was for Satoko to live in this village. She always acted bright and cheerful in school and in the club. I thought that was her whole world, but I had no idea how she felt when she was walking around alone in the village. She probably went grocery shopping even knowing that people were going to ignore her. She felt the coldness from them, but she was standing strong on her feet. I had no idea she was going through something like that. I knew she went through tough times during the dam conflict, but I had no clue that she was still struggling to this day.
なんて悲しい話。そしてなんてバカバカしい話。
レナもそう思うか？俺も全く同じに思ったぜ。
誰もがさとこちゃんのことを何とも思ってないのに関わると何か良くないことがあると思ってる。悪いのは誰なの？誰でもないの？そう思わせる風土や世間体が悪いの？
誰も悪くない。なのに他の誰かを気にして自分も許せないか。
うん。そういう空気は良い方向に流れてる時はいいんだよ。思いやりがあって連帯感のあるいいご近所付き合いを生み出す。でも北条家の件は正反対。そういう思い込みがカビのように蔓延しちゃってどうにもならない。腐った畳はどうすると思う？捨てて新しくするしかないんだよ。
じゃあ村長たちは自分たちが里子を気に入らないから圧力をかけてるんじゃなくて、俺たちのやっていることを黙認すると、村の誰かという意もしない存在に後ろ指を刺されるかもしれないと怯えているから黙認できないと、そういうわけなんだな。
This is a big thing in Japanese society as well. I kind of feel like this whole inner workings of Hinamizawa, and the way that people can kind of be ostracized like this and be pushed to the wayside, it feels like a commentary on a lot of the social norms that kind of happen in Japan as well. I kind of feel like this is the author very clearly speaking about things that aren't fair in society, and the way that this kind of stuff actually happens. You see a lot of it in school. Like, you hear a lot about kids being bullied and like other kids like acting like they don't exist, things like that. This is a very very smart story.
私はその意もしない誰かをとりあえずお社様のたたりって呼んでます。だって誰もがそのいない誰かに気遣ってる。でもその誰かは存在しない。人じゃない。
Shion's theory sounded interesting. Everyone follows the rules because they're afraid of that someone. However, even the leaders of the village are afraid of the same thing. Everyone in the village is following the rules because they're afraid of someone who doesn't even exist. They still follow the rules of the dam conflict, thinking that they'll be cursed if they forgive Satoko. Who the hell is that someone? They could only call it the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama cursed the Hojo family because they supported the dam project. They still believe that, and Satoko is struggling because of it.
お社様は聡子をたたったりしないのですよ。むしろ可愛いとすら思っていますです。
This is true! We've seen it!
そんなことでお社様の名前を使わないであげてほしいのです。
Aw, she's sticking up for her invisible ghost friend. Rika-chan made a sad face. She's a shrine maiden for Oyashiro-sama and the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. I don't think that there's a curse in this village at all. Everyone is just convinced that there is.
ってことはだ。つまり、一番悪いのは沖宮の生活相談所じゃなくて、どうやらこの村丸ごとってことになりそうだな。
うん、私もそう思った。私もついさっきまでは相談所に何度も陳情をすればきっと聞き入れてもらえると思ってたけど、そんなのは何の解決にもならないって今わかった。
Can we just appreciate the jam? Man, this is a jam. I like this track.
カビた畳か。上だけ拭いたって無駄だよな。俺たちが相談所に訴えて、仮に聡子が救われても。
When Rena says it's go time, it's fucking go time.
どうやら畳の根元から腐ったやつを根こそぎ引きずり出してやらなきゃならねえようだな。
その畳の根元ってなんだか私たちのすっごくすぐ近くにみんな集まってるように思うね。
ちけえな。多分20メートル以内に。
Wow, we're going in! We're going in!
ちょっとケイちゃん、レナも。
Let's do it!
何を始めるつもりなの？
ミオ、お前は確かに村の深部の人間だ。聡子のことを仲間だと思っていても踏み出せない最後の一歩ってやつがある。この村としがらみのあるミオンとチエ先生が圧力に屈するほかなかったのがその証拠だ。だがな、なんのしがらみもねえ俺はな、そんなのに屈する必要が何もねえんだよ。
前原さん、まさかこの場で。
Oh my god!
俺はやるぜ。腐った畳なんかこの俺がぶち抜いてやろうじゃねえか。なんだ、レナもやるか？
うん、私はこう見えても容赦ないよ。
だよな。でもレナの場合は少し手加減した方がいいな。お前本気でやるとなったら学校一つを爆破くらいはする気がするぜ。
Please! Oh my fucking god, this fucking video game! This game! This video game! This video game right now! You...
ケイイチ君だってやると決めたら。
Brenna, please! Brenna, oh my god!
お互い敵には回したくねえな。 行くか。ミオンの立場は十分分かってるぜ。だからミオンは立場上俺と敵対してくれて全然 OK だ。ただしヤバいと感じたら逃げとけよ。今日は部活以上にヤバいぜ。本気のもう一つ上の本気でいくからな。
Oh man. As the next head of her family, she shouldn't agree with me, but she stared in silent approval of what I was about to do.
わかった。ケイちゃんが捨て身の覚悟で行くというなら私もやるよ。
Whoa.
そうでなくっちゃな。見てろ、ガツンと言ってやるからな。
しーちゃんはどうする？
Bring it in, girl. Get in here.
失うものなんかありませんので。
You are on team. Let's fuck up some old people. Let's do it.
協力します。
知恵先生と校長先生の立場は分かってます。ですが今日は学校じゃない。だからどうか俺たちのやることを見過ごしてください。
そうですね。私は今は教師ではありません。私も校長先生もあなたたちに意志を託します。
私は協力させていただきます。村を出てけと言われたら診療所を畳むくらいの覚悟はありますよ。それに未来のメイドさんを守るためにご主人様が一肌脱ぐのは当然のことです。
I can feel everyone's power flowing into me. I'm not even going to try and cool down. I need to be fired up for something like this. As I turned back, I noticed Oishi-san and my dad. I didn't know how long they'd been standing there. Oh, we are just going in!
前原さん、なんだか燃え上がっちゃってるみたいですね。
大石さん、昨日教えてくれたじゃないですか。男には降りられない戦いがあるって。危険牌を強打ちしてでも貫かなくちゃならないことってのがある。
圭一、
父さん、確かにご近所付き合いも大事だけどな。でも俺は仲間のために。
父さんは止めんぞ。
え？
He gave me a big smile. I've never seen my dad smile like that before.
お前が今大石さんに言った通りだ。男には折れちゃいかん時がある。その時は男の人生のどこかにあるものなんだ。圭一にとってのその時が今だというなら父さんは何も言わん。
圭一くんのお父さんかっこいいね。
当たり前だろ。俺の親父だぜ。俺の半分程度はかっこいい。
He's at least half as cool as me.
私はひなみ沢の部外者です。だからどちらの味方もできませんが、前原さんの立ち回り拝見させていただきますよ。乗るか反るかの大勝負。どうせ切るならど真ん中ってのがおやすさんの口癖でしたよ。危険牌を切ると覚悟を決めたら変に妥協しちゃいけない。降りるならベタ降り、勝負ならど真ん中とはっきりした方がいい。
麻雀は得点が倍々計算だからな。変に弱気に 2,3 度上がっても一度の大きな上がりにすぐひっくり返されちゃう。勝負手の時はとことん強気がいいんだ。
おや、前原さんのお父さんも麻雀をやられますか。
They start talking about mahjong together. This is going to be interesting. Someone from the committee came out and told us to come inside for the meeting. It's time for it to
よっ
start.
しゃ、行こうぜ。ようやく土俵に上がれるって感じだぜ。
心情の時は一人相撲のように感じていたのはやっぱり正しかったんだね。
ああ、本当の土俵はこっちだったんだ。俺たちは3日間 全然的違いな相手と戦っていたんだ。行こうぜ。
Someone pulled my shirt. It was Rika-chan.
圭一、
リカちゃんはサトコの一番の友人であると同時に御三家だから、俺とレナがやることを黙って見ててくれるだけでいい。だからもしサトコを救うために少しでも力を貸してくれるなら応援してくれな。
あの石頭ども打ち破るというの？
打ち破るさ、楽々な。前に言ったぜ、こんなの金魚すくいの網より薄いぜ。楽勝でぶち抜いてやる。
Fuck yeah!
一体どうなってしまうのでしょう。村のフードを指してお社様のたたりか。シオンも面白い例えをするわね。圭一には打ち破れるの。お社様のたたり。
He will break it. Keiichi has the power to break everything. Even my friend's skulls. It's not just Keiichi's power, though. Because everyone is working together, Keiichi is able to break anything. This energy is more powerful than the lucky 6 on the die.
実力で運命を打ち破る。
Everyone followed Keiichi and entered the assembly hall. I followed in after them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with Keiichi. If this doesn't work out, that's it for me. I'm going to give it my very best. Oh man. Woo! There's so much. Woo! Woo! Oh man, that's a hell of a chapter break. You are not wrong. Oh boy, a civil servant's preparations. What do we got here?
そうですか。裏に教会もその鬼ヶ淵死守同盟とかいう恫喝団体もいないと分かれば、これで安心でしょう。北条聡子さんの件は特別扱いせずに慎重に対応してください。
はい。ひなみ沢の総意でないと分かれば、こちらも落ち着いて処理ができます。
しかし私は好きになれませんね。裏に誰がいようがいなかろうが、常に公平な対応をするのが公務員です。恫喝がまかり通るようなことがあったという先例を残したから、ひなみ沢は特別扱いだという妙なルールができてしまったのではないですか。
まあ確かに所長のおっしゃる通りだとは思います
These people
が、
are fucking trash.
わざわざ自治の係長が連合長会が背景にいないことを確認してくれたんですから、うちの職員も厳粛に事務を進めてください。ひなみ沢だからどうすべきかとお伺いを立てること自体がすでに公務員の心構えとして問題です。係長もその辺をよく職員に教えてくれなければ困ります。
はい、申し訳ございません。とにかく裏に村がいないと分かれば安心です。
裏に村がいると分かっても対応を焦るべきではありません。何があろうとも。北条聡子さんの件は慎重に対応してください。くれぐれも異例の措置は取らないよう担当に念を押しておいてくださいよ。
You know what? Fuck it. That doesn't even matter. That doesn't even matter because what is sure to be coming tomorrow? Oh my god. I'm sure y'all are going to want to be here for the next one. It will be starting at the same time, of course, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Oh boy, it's going to be a big one. I got fucking butterflies in my stomach and shit just thinking about where this next one's going. Whoo, boy. So, again, same time tomorrow. It'll be, whew.